ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ श्री गणेशाय नमः। ॐ श्री सरस्वत्यै नमः। ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं। समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरं। मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवं परमानन्दमाधवम्। सर्ववेदान्तसिद्धान्त गोचरं तमगोचरं गोविन्दं परमानन्दं सद्गुरुं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहम्। हरि ओम। So the student has approached the guru and has communicated whatever the student is feeling, his present state, that he wants knowledge, and also the greatness of Guru and Mahatmas that is praised by the student. We have seen up to that. Then in the last session we saw how the Guru replies in the section known as Abhaya Pradana, where the teacher is offering fearlessness, protection, solace to the student, saying that don't worry. We saw in 2 verses, actually the author Shankaracharya ji tells what should happen now. When the student thus approaches the teacher, tatha vadantam sharanagatam swam, 41 verse, samsaradavaanalatapataptam. When such a student explains to the teacher how he is burnt in the forest fire of the samsara, niriksha karunya rasarda drishtya dadyad abhitim sahasa mahatma. Mahatma, that Guru, should first look at the student with karunya drishti, with the vision of compassion. And when it is said Guru should, means what? Guru would. It is not that the Guru requires any kind of instruction like the student requires, right? Guru would automatically do this. Niriksha, having seen, then what? Abhitim dadyat, and will give fearlessness. Sahasa, immediately. That's what Guru will do. And then what? Vidwan satasmai upasattim iyushe mumukshave sadhu yathoktakarine prashanta chittaya shamanvitaya tattvopadesham kripaya eva kuryat. And to such a student who is endowed with sadhana chatushtaya, who has approached the teacher upasattim iyushe, who is mumukshu, prashanta chitta, shamanvita, sadhu, and very important characteristic that has come for the first time in the text, that is yathokta karine, student who is ready to do what is told. To such a student, tasmai, for him, upadesham kuryat. Which upadesha? Tattva upadesham kuryat. The teacher should give now the teaching of tattva. Tattva, the essential reality, the supreme reality. That's what the teacher should do, and teacher would do. Why? So rare to get such students who are asking pertinent question, approaching duly and asking, not like, just on a call, hey Guru, tell me. Not like that. Properly he has approached, he has shown his readiness to serve, surrender is shown, and then he is discussing these things. Rare such students are. So Guru will automatically do this. And that's what now Shankaracharya shows through the story also. The story is continuing. The teacher is now telling what? Ma bhaishta vidvan. Oh student, ma bhaishta. Do not worry. First thing. Tava nasti apayah. Nothing will happen to you. Samsara sindhoho tarane asti upayah. And what you want to achieve to cross over the ocean of samsara, there is a way. Is it a new way that you are telling? No. This is a time-tested method. This is a solution that has been followed by many seekers in the past and they have crossed. Yenaiva yataha yatayah asya param. Yatayah, many seekers, yataha, have gone. Yena eva, by which road? Tameva margam, that path alone. Tava nirdishami, now I will point out for you. You have to walk. I will point out that path for you. Astyupayo mahan kasyat. There is a great solution. Samsara bhayanashanaha, to destroy this fear of samsara. Tena tirtva bhavam paramanandam apsyasi. By that solution, by that path, by that upaya, what will happen? Bhavam tirtva, having crossed the ocean of samsara, paramanandam apsyasi. You will reach that, you will attain that supreme bliss. Right? What is that upaya? You are only praising. What is it? Vedantartha vicharena jayate jnanam uttamam. Tena atyantika samsara dukkhanasho bhavati anu. He says, what is the path? The path is Vedanta Artha Vichara, inquiry into the central message of Upanishad, of Vedanta. By that what will happen? Jayate jnanam uttamam. Through that inquiry, self-knowledge will be born. Uttamam jnanam, the best knowledge. What is that best knowledge? The self-knowledge. So the inquiry on the essential teaching of the Vedanta will lead to self-knowledge. And self-knowledge will lead to what? Tena atyantika samsara dukkhanashaha bhavati. By that what will happen? Total destruction, annihilation of samsara dukkha, of the sorrows of samsara. So in these two verses 44 and 45, Bhagavan Shankaracharya is telling us what is the goal. What is the goal? Atyantika dukkha nivritti, paramananda prapti. Paramanandam apsyasi was said in the previous verse. Here he says atyantika samsara dukkhanasha. That itself in Vedanta we term as mukti or moksha. Correct? Last time we have seen. What is moksha? Atyantika dukkha nivrittihi paramananda praptischa moksha. That is moksha. Total destruction of all sorrows of samsara and attainment of that supreme bliss. This is what is called as moksha. How that moksha will be reached? Through vichara you gain the self-knowledge. That self-knowledge will give you that liberation. That is the path. Now the same path he elaborated little more in verse number 46, where he said, I am not giving you this path as new path. This is the same path which is given in the Upanishads. Muktehe hetun vakti sakshat shruter gihi. Shrutehe gihi. The words of the Vedas, the Upanishads, muktehe hetun sakshat vakti, directly speak about the hetu, the causes of mukti, of liberation. What are those? Shraddha, Bhakti, Dhyana, Yoga, Davaihi. So the Upanishad, Kaivalya Upanishad says Shraddha, Bhakti, Dhyana, Yoga, Davaihi. Here Bhagavan Shankaracharya says, so Shraddha, Bhakti, Dhyana, Yogat. This is the path that is given by the Shruti. For whom? For mumukshoho, for the mumukshu. Yahava, one person who. Va is actually vai. Yahavai, one who indeed. Eteshu eva tishtati. One who gets established in this path. In this path of what? Shraddha, Bhakti, Dhyana, Yoga. Amushya, such a person, moksha. He will gain moksha. From what? Liberation from what? Avidya kalpitat deha bandhat. From the bondage of the body created by ignorance. Identification with body actually. So the person will gain liberation. Now what is this Shraddha, Bhakti, Dhyana, Yoga? So that also we saw in the last class. Shraddha literally means faith, astikya buddhi. Bhakti means devotion, bhajanam. Dhyana, dhyana is actually nididhyasana. Sajatiya, vijatiya pratyaya tiraskritya sajatiya vritti pravaha. Giving up all the thoughts which are pertaining to other topics and single flow of thought leading to Brahman. That is called as dhyana. And yoga is what? That oneness. Paryavasanadhihi. That mind which is now become one with that Brahman. It doesn't have any more independent existence. Mind has merged into Brahman. So actually this Shraddha, Bhakti, Dhyana, Yoga is referring to Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana and Samadhi. Why? Because for Shravana, Bhakti, Shraddha is the must. If you don't have faith in the scriptures or in the teacher, in the guru, you will not be able to listen. Bhakti is required in Manana. Bhakti here means what? That dedication is required. See, thousands and thousands of people may be listening to spiritual talks, but how many actually adopt spiritual life? That happens when Manana takes place. Otherwise, listening goes on. So, for that, the devotion, dedication is required on the path, right? So, that bhakti actually indicates manana. Dhyana, of course, is nididhyasana. Savikalpa samadhi, what is called. And then finally, yoga means that nirvikalpa samadhi, where mind and Brahman has merged. Yoga, union. Right? So, this is a elaborated path. Elaboration of what? That Vedanta Artha Vichara, which was said in the previous verse. Now he has explained what is to be done. Through Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana and Samadhi. What will happen by this? Atmajnana will be born. That Atmajnana will give you moksha. That's the path. Right? So actually, while giving the abhaya, while giving fearlessness to the student, teacher has already started teaching, right? And that's what he does now in verse number 47. He gives the summary of entire teaching. And this verse 47, let us read first, then we will come to that. Right. Please repeat. अज्ञानयोगात् परमात्मनस्तव ह्यनात्मबन्धस्तत एव संसृतिः तयोर्विवेकोदितबोधवह्निः
तयोर्विवेकोदितबोधवह्निः
अज्ञानकार्यं प्रदहेत् समूलम्
अज्ञानकार्यं प्रदहेत् समूलम्
अज्ञानयोगात् परमात्मनस्तव ह्यनात्मबन्धस्तत एव संसृतिः तयोर्विवेकोदितबोधवह्निः अज्ञानकार्यं प्रदहेत् समूलम्. Guru says, Ajnana Yogat, due to yoga, union with Ajnana, ignorance, Ajnana Yogat, actually your yoga has to happen with whom? With Brahman, with your own real conscious, your own real nature. But what has happened? Now you are united with ignorance. Ajnana Yogat, what has happened? Paramatmanaha tava. For you who are of the nature of that Supreme Self, Paramatman, what has happened? He, Anatma Bandha. He means indeed, Anatma Bandha. Where is that he? That Hyanatma Bandha is there, no? That is he, Anatma Bandha, Hyanatma Bandha. Paramatmanaha tava, for you who are that Supreme Self, Ajnana Yoga, because of the association, union with ignorance, Anatma Bandha. Now you are bandha, bound. You have got bondage of what? Anatma. Anatma, na Atma. What is not me? The not self. So I am pure self, but because of ignorance, I am considering myself to be not self, that which is not me. I am pure self, but I am considering myself to be not self. Means what? See, this body, for example, we say this is me, isn't it? But at other times we also say my body, isn't it? Now logic says what is my is not me, isn't it? This is my watch, which means what? I am not the watch. This is my watch, no? I am not the watch. This is my iPad. This is my car. This is my wife. Whenever we say my, what it means? That I am different from it. But with this body, one funny thing has happened. You say my body, but you also say I am the body. You may not say it technically saying that, I am the body. No, but we refer to the body as me. I came, you are not there. I have fever. Who has fever? The body has fever. But what do I say? I have fever. Same thing with mind also. My mind, we say, today my mind is very disturbed. But at all other times, we say, I am the mind. When do we say I am the mind? You say, no, I am happy. I am very angry right now. Okay, don't come in front of me. Who is angry? The mind is angry. But what do I say? I am angry. So the mind, the body, which are not me, I have created identification with it. And that is what is called as bandha, bondage. Because of identification, what has happened? I am bound. Actually, who I am that infinite consciousness which is boundaryless. There is no boundary, infinite. But because of my identification with this body, mind, etc., I have become bound. See? It is something like you go for some trip, vacation, etc. Then what happens? In that excitement of going for vacation, no, you carry so much of luggage. And then what happens? Then actually, when you go there, you are more worried about that luggage. Even on the railway station, etc., because so much luggage is there, you cannot take it anywhere. So you keep it at one place. But now you can't go anywhere. Why? Because this is there. So then you go a little bit, but your one eye is still on the luggage. Anybody is coming? No. What has happened? You are bound. You are bound to that. Why? Because association now you have created. Think about it. So, actually who I am? Paramatma. That Supreme Self. But because of Ajnana, what has happened? Because of ignorance, I have created a bondage by identifying with not self. So, Ajnana Yoga, because of your union with ignorance, Paramatmanah Tava, you who are that Supreme Self, He Anatma Bandha. You have created a bondage with not self, that which is not you. Sometimes what happens, car, etc., bike, etc., when we take very new, purchased, new car, new bike, we are very much attached to it. House, new house, then we are very much attached to it. Then what? Even one scratch, we can't tolerate. Why? Because you feel that scratch is happening on you, not on the car. That much identification is now created. Therefore, if somebody is just standing, just resting on your car, standing, you say, hey, remove your shoes. Don't touch the car. Why? My car. Why? That identification. After some years, so many scratches are there. One more scratch. How does it matter? Isn't it? What has happened? Because of identification, whatever happens to the car, you feel it is happening to you. This is called as identification. Same way, whatever happens to the body, we feel that it is happening to me. Nowadays, Swamiji, I am very sick. What to do? Who is sick? The body is sick. Let it have sickness. How does it matter? Oh no. Always cold. 24 hours, 12 months, cold. So let it have. No. Why? Because I don't feel that my body is ill. I feel that I am ill. I am unhealthy. That's what I feel. Why that has happened? Ajnana Yogat. Because of my ignorance. And then what happens? Tataha eva. Thereafter, samsritihi. Samsritihi is another word for samsara. Samyak sarati. Samsriti. Samsara also samyak sarati. Same meaning. Same dhatu. Everything is same. So then what? Then starts samsara. What is samsara? Now that I feel that this body is me, then I have relationships with the things and people of the world, which I call as my life, my world, my family, my house, my car. So I and my. Anatma Bandha is I-ness and samsara is my-ness. And that feeling of my goes on and on and on. It doesn't stop at just things around you. My country. My gender. Oh God. So you are a man, and if anybody says anything against men, then you say, how dare you. Same way, if you are a woman and somebody goes against woman, then you immediately. Why? My. So, because of ignorance, what has happened? This I and my is now created. I with what? With what I am not. I am not the body, but I think I am the body. I am not the mind, but I think I am the mind. And then what? With all the things around, I have created this my, samsara. And you know what it results into? Dukkha, sorrow. Why? Because it is my. If it is not my, then there is no sorrow. We are sitting in class and suddenly we hear one loud noise that one car has come and dashed on the other car. You immediately run to the window and see. The moment you understand that somebody's car dashed on somebody's car, you come back and attend class. Viveka Chudamani. Why? Because not my car. But suppose somebody dashed on your car. Then Viveka Chudamani gone. Then you rushed. Hey, who? Catch him. Catch that fellow. Why? My car. Sorrow. Swamiji. I had only one friend. Gone. See, first of all, let me start. If you had only one friend, he was surely going to go. Because if you have 10 friends, at least you will, irritate 10 people. If you have only one friend, you will irritate that same person. 100% he will go. Don't even have a doubt. And you are so pathetic that you have only one friend. Swamiji, don't say like that. The fact I am telling. My this thing gone, my that thing gone. Everybody is changing. World is changing. My. All the sorrow is because of this I and my. And where this I and my has come? From ignorance. So I am Supreme Self, but I am considering myself to be what I am not. And then I have created the feeling of my samsara, because of which I am sad. So it is actually now in the first line, the downfall is shown. From that Paramatman stage, how we have come down to this pathetic state, that I am perpetually sad. Perpetually sad. Not, we may say that I am fine, I am well, I am okay, etc. But perpetually we are sad. And what is my true nature? Satchidananda Swarupaha. Oh God, Ananda Swarupa is my nature. And what I am? All the time sad. Actually, so much of sadness that my face also has taken a shape of sorrow. Even if somebody just looks at my face, they know you are a personification of sorrow. Why? All the time crying. Some people you should observe. This on forehead, no? This because you all the time you are like this or you are crying. It is permanently only. Those lines are happened permanently. Why? All the time you are like this only. Sad or always questioning everybody. Relax, relax, relax. No, you can't. Why? Swamiji, this is not right, that is not right, that is not right, that. From that state of Ananda, now we have come here. Now what? How to go back? Second line explains that. Tayor viveka udita bodhavannihi. Tayoho, of these two. Of these two, what is self and what is not me. What is me and what is not me. Who am I? Actually, I am that Paramatman. Who I am not, this body, mind, intellect, etc. I am not that. Tayoho viveka. When I understand who am I and who I am not, udita. What is born? What is born? Bodha. The knowledge that is born. By differentiating between the self and not self. And that knowledge is compared with vannihi, fire. So the fire of knowledge born by discriminating between the self and the not self, what will happen? Pradahet. It will burn. What will it burn? Ajnana karyam. The effects of ajnana. Oh Swamiji, so only the effects of ajnana will be burnt, not the ajnana. Samulam, along with its root. See, tayor viveka udita bodhavannihi, the fire of knowledge born from the discrimination of the self and not self. What is that fire of knowledge? That is the self-knowledge which is born. What will it do? Pradahet. It will totally burn. What? Ajnana karyam. The effects of ajnana. What are the effects of ajnana? Just now we saw. Ajnana creates I-ness, the bondage of identification, and the my-ness, the samsara. So these effects of ajnana will be destroyed, will be burnt. Samulam, along with the cause. root. Mula is root. What is the root of this I-ness and my-ness? Ignorance. So the self-knowledge born from the discrimination between the self and not self will burn what? Ajnana and its effects. Ignorance and the effects of ignorance, which are I-ness and my-ness. Now this verse becomes Prashna Bija. Prashna Bija, the seed for the questions. Means what? When the student heard this, now he got words to his questions. See, the student already had questions in mind. Some confusion was there, isn't it? Doubt. Doubt in Sanskrit is called as samshaya. Samshaya means what? Samyak shete jnanam yatra. Where the knowledge sleeps nicely. That is called as samshaya. Knowledge sleeps means what? There is a gap. You have heard the word, but you don't understand what it exactly means. So there is a gap between your understanding. That is called as a doubt, samshaya. Now that doubt, to put forward in front of Guru, you need a proper language. Proper word should be there. You know, Swamiji, I have a question, but I don't know how to ask. I have not got Siddhi yet to understand what question you have. That much Siddhi I have not got. So think about it. Formalize nicely the question and then you tell me. Then I will be able to think over it and try and answer it. So now what has happened, because the teacher has explained, the Guru has explained in such a way, now he finds those words to ask the question. So the question actually is coming from this verse. Prashna Bija. You will see in Bhagavad Gita, etc. also, similar thing is happening. In 7th chapter, if you see towards the end, 7th chapter, last 2 verses, Bhagavan Shri Krishna says, one who has such a devotion for the Lord and who understands the Lord to be the supreme substratum of the entire world will gain what? The knowledge of all the things. What are the things? Then he will tell. Adhiyajna, Adhibhuta, then Adhyatma, Adhidaiva, Karma, etc., etc., etc. He will tell. Then when he hears, Arjuna hears his words, hey, one second. Now I have questions. What is this Adhiyajna? What is Adhyatma? What is Adhibhuta? What is Adhidaiva? What is Karma? Etc., etc. Now 8th chapter will begin with these questions of Arjuna. So the 7th chapter, 2 verses become Prashna Bija, the seed for expressing that question. Similarly here what is happening, when the teacher gave this knowledge, is actually summary of the entire knowledge. He has shown the downfall also, and he has shown the path to retrack our mistake and remove the ignorance and realize. Everything is told. From that, some questions now the student is asking. Okay. So, Shishya Uvacha. Now the student asks. What is the student asking? Verse number 48. Kripaya Shruyatam Swamin.
Kripaya Shruyatam Swamin.
Prashnoyam Kriyate Maya.
Prashnoyam Kriyate Maya.
Yaduttaramaham Shrutva.
Yaduttaramaham Shrutva.
Kritarthasyam Bhavan Mukhat.
Kritarthasyan Bhavan Mukhat.
Kripaya Shruyatam Swamin. Prashnoyam Kriyate Maya. Yaduttaramaham Shrutva. Kritarthasyam Bhavan Mukhat. Shishya Uvacha. Now the student Uvacha said. What did he say? Kripaya Shruyatam Swamin. O Swamin, O Lord, Kripaya, please shruyatam. Listen. Please listen to what? Prashnah ayam prashnah. This question, kriyate maya, which is now being asked by me. See, in Sanskrit, passive construction is very easy and very beautiful to hear. In English, that passive construction doesn't sound nice. Oh Lord, please listen to this question created by me. In English, we simply say, oh Lord, please listen to my question, or the question that I am asking, not which is being asked by me. It is too artificial, it looks in English, but in Sanskrit it doesn't look artificial. Why? Because that is the culture of Sanskrit. In Sanskrit, in our Samskriti, the language reflects the culture. In our culture, we take ourselves at the end. So here the importance is given to the question, and therefore question, the word question, prashnaha, is in prathama vibhakti. That is more important. That it is being asked by me is not that important. Right? So, passive construction. Karmani prayog. Karma is given more important. Karta is at the background. Why? Because kartritva bhava you have to reduce, no? Ego you have to reduce. So, it is seen in the language also. And you will see in number of places this passive construction only is used. Right? So, oh Lord, please listen to this question that I am asking, or that which is asked by me. Yaduttaram aham shrutva, yaduttaram yasya uttaram, listening to which, listening to the answers of which, let us say, listening to the answer of which, shrutva, kritarthah syam, aham kritarthah syam, I will become fulfilled. How? Bhavan mukhat shrutva. Listening to the answer of which from your mouth I will become fulfilled. So, he is not giving any chance of escape to the Guru. Oh, you said that you are asking question and answer to which, listening to which you will get fulfilled. Okay, you go to this person, I will refer. I will give you a recommendation letter. You go to this person and study. No. He is saying, yaduttaram bhavan mukhat shrutva aham kritarthah syam. Listening to the answer of which question from your mouth I shall become fulfilled. So, look at the humility. He is requesting the teacher, oh, please listen to my question. And he is not saying answer. That see, I am asking question, you must answer. Not like that. He is saying, please listen to the questions that I am putting forth. Listening to the answers of which from your mouth I will become fulfilled. Means what? Please make me fulfilled. How? By giving the answers. Right? Actually, everything is in singular. Prashnah ayam. I am asking a question. Yat uttaram. Answer to which. So, it is in singular. But we will see that the next verse is very important. The questions of student. Gurudev, in his commentary on this, when he will be talking on this 49th verse, he will say that the student is absolutely Indian student. Why? Because the moment teacher has allowed to ask one question, in one breath he has asked 7 questions. To get maximum benefit out of it, he has put 7 questions into one verse and has asked. And he is saying, what is he saying? I am prashnah kriyate. I am asking a question, prashnah, singular. He is not saying prashnaha kriyante. No, he is saying prashnah kriyate. One question I am asking. But in that one question, now he has wrapped 7 questions and asked. Thank God he asked 7 questions. Why? Because we neither have questions nor have Guru to answer. So it is lucky that he had questions and he asked those questions to the Guru and Guru replied. So we are getting everything ready-made. We don't even have to find words to the questions. Questions are also shown by Shankaracharya. See, this is where compassion comes in. Shankaracharya says, Pavam fellow doesn't even know how to ask. So at least let me tell him how to ask question and what questions should be asked, how to frame the questions. So Shankaracharya now shows verse number 49, very important verse. 7 questions are asked. This verse we must memorize, right? So we will be chanting it 3 times. I mean, I will be chanting 3 times, you will repeat 3 times. Okay? को नाम बन्धः कथमेष आगतः
को नाम बन्धः कथमेष आगतः
कथं प्रतिष्ठास्य कथं विमोक्षः
कथं प्रतिष्ठास्य कथं विमोक्षः
को सावनात्मा परमः क आत्मा
कोऽसावनात्मा परमः स आत्मा
तयोर्विवेकः कथमेतदुच्यताम्
तयोर्विवेकः कथमेतदुच्यताम्
को नाम बन्धः कथमेष आगतः
को नाम बन्धः कथमेष आगतः
कथं प्रतिष्ठास्य कथं विमोक्षः
कथं प्रतिष्ठास्य कथं विमोक्षः
को सावनात्मा परमः क आत्मा
कोऽसावनात्मा परमः क आत्मा
तयोर्विवेकः कथमेतदुच्यताम्
तयोर्विवेकः कथमेतदुच्यताम्
Once more. को नाम बन्धः कथमेष आगतः
को नाम बन्धः कथमेष आगतः
कथं प्रतिष्ठास्य कथं विमोक्षः
कथं प्रतिष्ठास्य कथं विमोक्षः
को सावनात्मा परमः क आत्मा
कोऽसावनात्मा परमः क आत्मा
तयोर्विवेकः कथमेतदुच्यताम्
तयोर्विवेकः कथमेतदुच्यताम्
को नाम बन्धः कथमेष आगतः कथं प्रतिष्ठास्य कथं विमोक्षः को सावनात्मा परमः क आत्मा तयोर्विवेकः कथमेतदुच्यताम्. Beautiful. What is he saying? Now start the counting. Question number 1. को नाम बन्धः? कः नाम बन्धः? What is bondage? Bandha, bondage. What is the bondage? Ko nama bandha means what? What is the exact nature of bondage? We have been hearing this word bondage, bondage, bondage. What exactly is the nature of that bondage? First question. Question number 2. Katham eshah agatah? Katham, how? Eshah, this is what the bondage. Agatah, has come. How has it come about? First question is, what is bondage? Second question is, how has the bondage come about? How has it come? Katham eshah agatah? Question number 3. Katham pratishtha asya? Katham, how? Asya, of this bondage. Pratishtha, establishment. Means what? How is it so firmly established? How is that bondage staying put? how is that bondage continuing to exist? What is the bondage? How has it come? How is it sustaining? How is it continuing? Katham pratishtha asya. Question number 4. Katham vimoksha. Katham, how is liberation? How to get liberated from this bondage? What is bondage? How has it come? How is it staying? And how will it go? These are the 4 questions. First. So, ko nama bandha? Kathamesha agatah? Katham pratishtha asya? Katham vimoksha? 4 questions. Now, question number 5. Kah asau anatma? Kah asau means this. Anatma, not self. Kah, what is this not self? What is this not self? That kah asau anatma only becomes ko savanatma. That ko savanatma, the savan is not there. Savan is sau anatma. Sau is what? Asau. Kah asau anatma. What is this anatma, not self? Paramah kah atma. Question number 6. Kah, what is paramah atma? What is the supreme self? What is the not self? What is the supreme self? And what? Last question, 7th question. Tayoho vivekah katham? How to differentiate between the two? Tayoho, between the two. Between the two what? The previous two, anatma and atma, atma and anatma. How to do differentiation between the self and the not self? How to discriminate between these two? Okay, 7 questions. Let us see Sanskrit words for each question. First question is what? What is bondage? Bandha swarupa. First question is about bandha swarupa, the nature of bondage. Second question is kathamesha agatah? How has it come? What is the question about? Bandha karana, the cause of bondage. Bandha karana. Third question is katham pratishtha asya? How is it staying? We say in Sanskrit, bandha sthiti hetu. Bandha sthiti hetu. Hetu is cause. Sthiti is staying of bondage. How is that bondage staying? So, bandha swarupa, bandha karana, bandha sthiti hetu. Fourth question is katham vimoksha? Means what? Bandha nivritti. Bandha nivritti. Or you can also say moksha karana. What is the cause of liberation? Same only. Bandha nivritti or moksha karana. The fourth question is about that. The fifth question is about what? Kah asau anatma? So, anatma vichara, inquiring into what is not self. Anatma vichara is the topic of fifth question. Paramah ka atma, sixth question. What is the supreme self? That is atma vichara. Atma vichara, inquiring into the real nature of self. Or you can say paramatma nirnaya, coming to the conclusion of what is supreme self. Atma vichara or paramatma nirnaya. Sixth question is about this. And the seventh question is about what? Tayoho vivekah katham? How to differentiate between both of them. The topic is sadhana vichara, reflecting on the means of differentiation. Or also you can say atma anatma viveka. Atma anatma viveka. Atma anatma vichara will mean same only. So, in 49th verse, finally the student has asked these 7 questions. Now verse number 50 till the end of the text will be what? Answers to these 7 questions. These are the topics that Shankaracharya ji will be taking, but interestingly, he is not answering in this order. Otherwise, we have been seeing that Bhagavan Shankaracharya ji says something and says same sequence he takes it. But here it is not happening like that. Here the 7 questions are asked in a particular sequence, but the answers are given in a different sequence. Why? We will come to that when we see the answer. Right? But now what has happened? 7 questions are asked by the student. Please memorize this verse. Ko nama bandha kathamesha agatah katham pratisthasya katham vimoksha ko savanatma paramah ka atma tayor vivekah katham etaducchatam. Etaducchatam. We have seen 7 questions. Now last 2 words are etat ucchatam. Oh Bhagavan, oh Lord, please tell me this. Please tell me this means what? I have a vague idea about all these topics that I am asking, and that's why I could ask you. If somebody doesn't know that we are in bondage, if somebody doesn't know there is something called as Paramatma, then he will not ask such questions. Since the question is asked, means that he knows, he has heard about it, but clarity is not there. Therefore, etaducchatam, please tell this. Right? One homework I am going to give you. What homework? You see how from verse number 47, this verse 49 has come. What? The 7 questions of student, we said, originate from verse number 47. We called it as Prashna Bija. Isn't it? The summary that was given by the teacher, by the guru, became the seed for the questions. So, you will see how each question has come from some point that is mentioned in verse number 47. That is for your own reflection. You have to look into it, but it is there. Very words are also there and direct connection you will be able to see. But this way the student has asked question. Then what? Shri Guru Ruvacha, now the Guru is speaking and the Guru is so happy. Oh, what is he saying? Let us read. Verse number 50. Dhanyosi kritakrityosi
धन्योऽसि कृतकृत्योऽसि
pavitam te kulam tvaya
पावितं ते कुलं त्वया
yadavidya bandha muktya
यदविद्या बन्धमुक्त्या
brahmi bhavitumicchasi.
ब्रह्मी भवितुमिच्छसि
धन्योऽसि कृतकृत्योऽसि पावितं ते कुलं त्वया यदविद्या बन्धमुक्त्या ब्रह्मी भवितुमिच्छसि. The Guru, before answering the questions, congratulates the student. What does he say? He says, Dhanyasi. Oh, you are Dhanya. Dhanya means what? Blessed. There is a text written by Shankaracharya called Dhanyashtakam. Dhanyashtakam, 8 verses on those people who are Dhanya. Their Dhanya is taken in the meaning of Jnani. Dhanyashtakam. Te dhanya bhuvi paramartha nishchiteha sheshastu brahmanilaye paribhramantaha. Shankaracharya will say that they are indeed blessed. Te dhanyaha bhuvi paramartha nishchiteha. Those who have established themselves in that supreme Brahman. Sheshastu brahmanilaye paribhramanta. All the other people are roaming about in this world Brahmanilaye, which is full of delusion. Te dhanyaha bhuvi. So there that word dhanya is referring to blessed. Of course, those are blessed who have realized, you know. Here the Guru is saying dhanyaha, see, you are blessed. Why? Because you have got sadhana chatushtaya. That's why you are blessed. Only a person endowed with sadhana chatushtaya can ask such pertinent questions. Essential questions you have asked. Dhanyaha asi. Not sufficient. Kritakrityaha asi. Asi means you are. You are kritakritya. Kritakritya means krityam kritam. What you were supposed to do, you have done it. You have become, you are fulfilled. Whatever was supposed to be done from your end, it is done. Dhanyaha asi. Kritakrityaha asi. Over? No. He is still praising. Pavitam te kulam toya. Toya te kulam pavitam. By you, toya. By you, te kulam, your entire kula. Kula means your entire lineage, family. Pavitam, you is being purified. You have purified your entire lineage. But what is such great thing that I have done that you are praising me so much? Yat, because avidya bandha muktya. Avidya bandha muktya, by liberating from the bondage of ignorance, liberating muktya, by liberating bandha, from the bondage of ignorance, avidya. Avidya bandha muktya, one word. Avidya bandha muktya, by liberating from the bondage of ignorance, Brahmi bhavitum ichhasi. You desire to become Brahman. The very fact that you want to get rid of ignorance and become one with Brahman makes you blessed, makes you fulfilled, and you have purified your entire lineage. It is said that a person who decides to walk on this path of spirituality has already purified 7 generations before him. And if the person succeeds to realize 7 lineage, 7 generations of his are liberated. Why? Because the only thing that those 7 generations have done is to give birth to such a person. That's it. Dhanyosi kritakrityosi pavitam te kulam tvaya yadavidya bandha muktya brahmi bhavitum ichhasi. There is one very beautiful verse, I think in Skanda Purana it is there. It says, kulam pavitram janani kritartha vasundhara punyavati chatena apara satchit sukasagaresmin leenam pare brahmani yasya chetaha. Yasya chetaha, one's whose mind, pare brahmani leenam, is immersed in that supreme Brahman, apara satchit sukha sagare asmin. And what is that Brahman? That Brahman is infinite ocean of Sat, Chit and Sukha, of Satchidananda. In that Brahman, whose mind is immersed, who has become one with that supreme Brahman, kulam pavitram, his lineage is purified. Janani kritartha, his mother is kritartha. She has done the greatest thing in the world. What? She has given birth to such a person. Kulam pavitram janani kritartha. Not just that, vasundhara punyavati chatena. The very place that he is born, the earth feels punyavati, feels that earth feels that she has done some great punya, that such a Mahatma is walking on me. So that is how Puranas are explained. And this knowledge is directly coming from where? From the birthplace of Shankaracharya. His maternal house, his kula stayed here. Janani, mother, stayed here. Vasundhara, this is the earth where Shankaracharya walked first. Vasundhara Punyavati Jate. We are indeed lucky. And Suvarna Yoga means golden confluence is what? That it is the same land where our Pujya Gurudev was also born. Gurudev's birthplace is also here only in the same district, Ernakulam. Kulam Pavitram Janani Kritartha Vasundhara Punyavati Chatena Apara Satchit Sukha Sagaresmi Leenam Pare Brahmaniyasya Cheta. It is indeed, and see, please don't think that it is exaggeration. And they are just, they want to glorify the knowledge. No, it is the fact. So the Guru cannot tell anything but the fact. Therefore, when Guru says to the student, Dhanyosi Kritakrityosi, see, it is one thing that I feel Dhanyosmi, Kritakrityosmi. I feel that I am really blessed that I came in contact with Guru. It is one thing. But when the Guru is telling the student, you are Dhanya, you are blessed. Kritakrityosi, Pavitam te kulam tvaya. And it is not to glorify the student. Please. The student, when he hears, he understands that it is not by my self-effort that I have reached this. The student understands that it is by grace of the Lord and of Guru only that I am able to do this. That this has happened to me, that is only by their grace. Devanugraha hetukam, durlabham trayam, we had seen. It is only by grace that we have got this. So, dhanyosi kritakrityosi, he says. In another verse, it is said that this one who is always remembering Brahman, whose mind is in Brahma Vichara always, gets all the punya of all the sadhanas. Snanam tena samasta tirtha salile sarvapi dattavani yajnanam cha sahasramishtam akila devasya sampujita samsaracha samudruta swapitara trailokya pujapyasau yasya brahma vicharena kshanamapi sthairyam manaf prapnuyat. It is said, kshanamapi, even for a moment, because of the Brahma vichara, if his mind becomes steady in Brahman, then what has happened? Snanam tena samasta tirtha salile. You take all the tirtha kshetras of the world, all the great rivers, holy rivers. It is as though that person has taken bath in all of them at once. Sarvapi dattavani. They say giving something, sharing. Dana is very much of punya, isn't it? He says, you imagine that he has given avani as dana. The entire earth is given by him as dana. That much punya he has got. Yajnanam cha sahasram ishtam. As though he has performed not 100, sahasra, 1000 yajnas. Akhila devasya sampujita. All the devatas he has worshipped. Not just one or two or ishta devata. All the devatas he has worshipped. Samsaracha samudruta swapitaraha. All his swapitaraha, all his ancestors are uplifted from samsara. Trailokya puja piyasau. The person becomes puja, worshipful, worshipped in all the three worlds. The devatas also start to worship this person. Who? Yasya brahma vicharena kshanamapi sthairyam manaf prapnuyat. One whose mind becomes one with Brahman even for a moment because of his Brahma vichara. So please understand that it is not just glorification, it is the fact. We are discussing about the greatest knowledge. Rather, we are discussing about the knowledge. Why the knowledge? Because sa vidya ya vimuktaye. That is called knowledge which liberates us. And we are discussing about that Atmajnana by which we will truly become Dhanya. And the Guru feels that the student has become Dhanya, but the student will truly become Dhanya when he listens to the entire knowledge, makes it his or her own, lives by it, and becomes one with that Brahman. Right? You are blessed that you have asked the right question. You have done your job. Chitta Shuddhi, Chitta Ekagrata you have got, and therefore you are here. You are Krita Kritya. Your job is done. Now what? Now it is my responsibility to give you answers. Please listen. But that doesn't mean your responsibility is over. Why? Because I may be able to guide you. You will have to walk. That is the topic that Bhagavan Shankaracharya takes immediately. That I am going to answer, no doubt. But you have to put efforts to understand it. You have to put efforts to experience it. Nobody else can do it for you. He gives a series of examples in next 4 verses and explains to us that how there are few things that can be done by others for you, but there are few things that you have to do yourself. Others may be able to assist, may be able to help you, but you have to do it yourself. And this Atmajnana, gaining Atmajnana, reaching moksha falls in that category where you have to do it yourself. That is the next topic we will see in the next session. Nanyosi krita krityosi. Don't forget the 7 questions. Ko nama bandha, katamesha agata, katam prati. Gurudev, etc. When Gurudev used to take, he used to ask students. First one, ko nama bandha, katamesha agata, katam pratishta. Like that he will ask in the next class. Alright. Let us try to remember the 7 questions. And it is easy to remember when it is in a verse form. Because the meter is there, tune is there, then we remember easily. Right. Chalo. We'll continue in the next session. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Hari.